All right, I got my Subway sandwich. I was able to get 2 footlongs, and that lasted my money. I'm totally broke now, and it was $22. It's very expensive for the ingredients. You know, if you buy it at Walmart, it would be, you know, less than half, far less than half that. But you know, the cost of food keeps rising. The cost of everything keeps rising. It's because of inflation and government regulation. And government creates inflation. So government is the reason things are so fucking expensive, and they just keep getting more expensive. And then they pass like minimum wage laws, which, as someone who's worked many minimum wage jobs, you'd think I'd be pro minimum wage, raising the minimum wage. I'm actually not. It doesn't. You have to think it through and understand economics a little bit. But like this guy. This is what kind of truck is that? That's McLean Food Service. Those guys work themselves to death. Like they should be making $300,000 a year, but they're not. They're only making $60,000 a year or something, $70,000 maybe, because they hire people with people who can't get jobs other places. But you have to be able-bodied to do that. That's a brutal job. They unload those trucks by hand, and it's a nightmare. And they have very tight schedules. The type of trucking I'm able to do is like the type of trucking that an old lady can do, you know. And like you don't see old ladies unloading trucks and stuff, you know. But yeah, because I'm disabled. I've been disabled my whole life. It's windy. It's like 90 degrees out here. I'm burnt. It's hot. I'm sweating. I'm walking up this hill. I'm losing my breath. What I was saying was, yeah, the reason things are so expensive and they're going to keep getting more expensive is because of inflation. You know, the Biden administration printed a lot of money, a lot of currency units. They just created money out of thin air, and I didn't get any of that money. I know some people got the pandemic. They got the check, the stimmy checks. I think there was more than one. I didn't get any of that because I didn't have a home office to use the computer and figure out how to get it. And also I haven't filed a tax return in many years. Not because I don't want to file my taxes. Like, I want to do everything by the book and, you know, follow the laws and respect the laws of the country and everything. Like, as long as far as like to not get in trouble, you know, even if I disagree with paying taxes, I still want to file my taxes, you know. So I don't want to be on like the IRS, you know, hit list or anything. They are armed and they will come to your house and shoot you if you don't pay your taxes. So if you have a house, but yeah, I just wasn't able to get that money just because I told my family I needed some help so I can get set up to get that money. They didn't give a shit. So the whole time I was starving in Colombia, I could have had an extra $2,000 or something. That would have made a big difference. So how evil is that? You don't give a shit if your kid gets money that everyone else is getting from the government? You know, I'm still their kid, even if I'm an adult, you know. I'm still their son, but yeah, I can't talk anymore. It's 0.2 miles from the gas station to the hotel. I can't do it. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get my tax problem solved sooner rather than later. That would take, I have to hire a professional at this point because it's just so complicated. Basically, the last time I filed a tax return was when I had my own apartment and I had a desktop workstation and basically a home office, you know. And I used to be really meticulous about my personal finances. I'd use budgeting software and a very elaborate system with my finances, my banking and everything, and my taxes, you know. And then all the moving around made it complicated. All the multiple jobs made everything complicated. Then it got really complicated when I had an LLC. I had a limited liability corporation. I never paid any taxes on any of that. I just didn't have time to figure out I didn't have a system for tracking expenses and stuff. I was just homeless in a truck and trying to not crash the truck, trying to keep my job. I wasn't trying to working to pay, like, I never had like time to catch my breath and figure out my taxes. So I probably owe the IRS tens of thousands of dollars.